It's stranger than fiction, what's going on in your lap, gon' bring it closer to home. Frontin' on policies that all did us wrong. Some stuff that bother you, it bother me too. We as a community gotta do what it do. Waiting on the outcome, yeah, what's wrong with you? Speak up, be heard. This is more than just words. It's a million people out here feel just like you. We out here living our life, doing the best we can. Still watching out for the man. We out here living our life, doing the best we can, while others don't give a damn. Okay, it's your hip hop culture specialist. I was a little early. I got my glasses, you know what I'm saying? The beat was riding, I was riding. Now I'm missing my cues and pushing on buttons and stuff. But I'm glad to say that it is your hip hop culture specialist remix and Gypsy Reign. She goes by Reign. That's why you got R&R, you know what I'm saying? Reign ReMixx.
It's another slaptaculous episode of In Your Lab. No, the R&R show.
In fiction.
November is Hip Hop History Month. So yes, we did about 1 to 7 series just to keep that momentum, keep the traditions. We got a special guest tonight, as usual. Again, November is Hip Hop History Month, so we always like to rep the Declaration of Peace.
Kick them facts.
And just keep it alive, just write our own history, keep it down, keep track of what's going on. And just like most of our guests, we've interviewed our special guest tonight in the past. So I'm just excited to see him and see what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? It's always brand new, right? You ready for this? You ready? You ready for Z tonight?
Everybody ain't ready. I ain't ready. They ain't ready. Because if you don't know who Z is, let's refer to him as the Cause 2K. Can we do that for tonight?
The Cause 2K?
Like some people know him as Z, a good guy, honest, stand by P.A.S.S. You know what I'm saying? If you know, really know what he about. Y'all don't know about P.A.S.S?
But P.A.S.S?
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But we're going to talk to him tonight, and we're going to refer to him as the Cause 2K.
2K.
You know what I mean?
All right,
so I'm gonna let it be known that music is influential. You know what I'm saying? You be surprised what you can let your grandmother hear while you in the kitchen washing dishes. Two, coming out your speaker, your boom box.
Something everybody can listen to. Is that what you mean?
The Cause 2K, he done put it all in one pot.
Well, he make music?
What?
Come on now.
Come on, look. You come on.
Picture the mic. Envision stage empty. Curtains pulled back. Spotlight. I pull up the preach.
You're looking at it. Look.
catch, crucified before me.
That ain't
Same
me.
way back and forth like a ship at sea. I see your vessel shipwrecked, your soul. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I think I left y'all back in '95. I put red out on fire. This music now is strange to brain. It's mental, pushing Percocet, Molly, death by pen. I said, y'all tell me now.
Did I play too much yet?
Your temple dilapidated.
Hold on, give me that. I might have played too much. Nope. I'm at 39 seconds. Y'all want the rest of that? Wicked, WICKED, by the Cars 2K. I suggest you do like I just did.
Okay.
I went to Amazon Music on the Play Store. I downloaded that jank. I even subscribed to have the unlimited so I can hear this song anytime I wanted to.
Okay.
Because I didn't have that yet.
Ain't nothing to it but support. What's up, Z? How you doing this evening?
The Cars 2K.
I'm doing good, Reign ReMixx. It's good to see y'all again. What's happening?
we just cooling, man.
Yeah, you know, always keeping it informative and, you know, entertainment. You know, they call it what? Edutainment.
Okay.
What they call it in the culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Z, we're gonna jump right into it. You know, I hear you got a single out. Is it a whole project or?
Well, yeah, it is a whole project. But right now we just have this one single, you know, coming forward, Wicked. And, you know, that song, for the most part, was just my response to the state of music today. And just really asking, like, why? You know, why do we just want to be the worst? You know, why do we just want to portray ourselves to be evil and things of that nature? So I'm asking, you know, in the song, you know, why?
Right.
Why do we want to be so
As
wicked?
as a listener to your awesome song, I want to ask, how long have you been making music?
Man, I've been making music since the early 80s.
Okay.
You know, since the early 80s, I've been making music. And in fact, I mean, folks are familiar with Frank Ski, and he did a rap contest back in Baltimore called the Shining Star. And that was my first victory, you know, and or win. So that's where I first met, you know, Frank Ski. And I went from there, you know, because I think I was in the 7th grade when I told my parents that I was going to be a rapper. And I just imagine what the look on their face was. I mean, they had the screw face, like a rapper. You know, what's a rapper? And I was like, I'm gonna have my own label. So I did pursue that. And I end up on Atlantic Records, and my first single, you know, with them at that time, end up going to #7 on Billboard. But
man, you don't even know who we be talking to.
Right.
I'm like, for real, like, you ain't told us this 10 years ago. I know you.
Hey,
know
I mean,
you. Like,
it wasn't a conversation, you know, at that point in time.
It wasn't.
And in fact, in all honesty, I thought I was done with music. You know, and my reason being is the deal with Atlantic. It went so south. I mean, you guys know the story. I'm sitting here thinking I'm dealing with, you know, honest people. We're trustworthy, and you know they ripped me off. Well, not Atlantic. Atlantic didn't rip me off. My manager, you know, at the time, you know, ripped me off, and I kind of let it go, you know, from that standpoint, became an advocate, you know, to the music, and was trying to teach other individuals that were coming in what the mistakes that I made, so that, you know, they hopefully wouldn't make those mistakes, man. And in the long run, I just kind of, I gave it up, man. I packed my studio up and I just thought I was done. But this song right here came about because a friend of mine, one of the legends in the game, DJ Nabs, you know, he was asking me to be on a project, you know, he had coming up, and he was doing some things with David Banner, Killer Mike, and a couple of other folks. And he asked me to participate, on that project. And honestly, when I tell folks that, they're like, oh yeah, that's great. But it's like when I heard the content, I was like, nah, I can't. I was like, I can't do that. I don't want to be, a part of that. I'm too old, for that. When I say old, I mean, it's not for me to be trying to sound like I'm in my adolescence, or trying to compete.
That's like putting salt on your eggs. Us older folks don't do that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's like a big no-no. You putting salt and pepper on your eggs? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just eat them up and get it out the way.
Yeah, I just felt like I couldn't do that. And then my spirit became inspired because I just wasn't inspired to do music, either. I hadn't written anything, in about, I guess I would say 7 years, before that. Because, music is in you. Like Aretha Franklin ain't never stopped singing. I don't care how old she got, she kept singing. So it was just in me to do it, but I wasn't trying to go anywhere, with it. But, so at the end of the day, I became inspired, and Wicked, was a song that was in my head. And I just kept telling my partner, I said, I got something for you. And I said, I just got to get it out my head. So, we kind of came up with the track and laid it down, and that was the beginning. So since then, the inspiration, man, has been just, flooding in. And, we got more stuff, in that vein or along that line, just trying to talk to individuals and turn, the demonic or the wicked or unrighteous, however you want to look at it, state of music around, because our folks are dying out here, man. And folks are not understanding the power of words. In fact, they don't care because they're generating and or receiving what they think money is. So they just kind of let it all go for what they think money is, to live that life.
Right. And so last time we spoke to you was during like in 2020, and you guys had a movement for police reform. How has that come along? Have you moved on from that? Are you still building that?
Yeah, I can't move on from it. I mean, that's what the cause 2K, is all about.
Right.
There are these different, causes that I'm involved in, and this platform being music, and what's generated from it and having the people's support will allow me to, hopefully fund some of these projects, as well. And that's my commitment, to the cause. And I have people in position or place, to hold the funds to where it doesn't come to me, because I want whatever I'm generating, I want it to go towards the benefit of helping, people, more importantly, helping our people. So P.A.S.S, which is Protection Against Search and Seizure, that is still in positional place. I'm hoping to establish a new precedent, with police reform based on the stop or how they conduct the stop. So I'll be dealing with the court case, centered around that, and I'll be looking to establish a lawsuit, just different things, man, that have to happen in order to establish a new precedent. What I found in dealing with the Justice Initiative, talking to legislators that really want to do something, they said to me, they were like, wow, our hands are tied because the way the laws are written, we can't do anything. And it was obvious to me. It was like, oh, okay, well, then we need to establish a new precedent. So I set within my strategy the move to then go out and establish this new precedent centered around the stop, to where we can change how they approach us on the streets, in our vehicles, because the way the laws are written now, it benefits them because there's nothing there that's really in position or place to protect us. So, so I'm out here working that. And again, my aim, is to challenge the way they do the stop. And we, have this lawsuit and case that, should be coming up within the next year and a half. And, we'll see, just where we go with that. But that's what the Cause 2K, is all about, is, these different things that, I look to do by the grace of the Most High to change the direction, of our people, and, to provide benefit for our people. And more importantly, for us to understand and have protection, because that is the paramount duty of government, and government today has failed us. So we should take advantage, of the opportunity to protect ourselves. But these are conversations that are not had in our circles, our communities, just in our groups, because a lot of us are still focused on what they are talking about. And they're not talking about anything that is truly centered on what liberation and or freedom for us look like.
Let it go, bro. You Republican or Democrat? Man, you serious? I see you got presidential. You got presidential candidate over you. Like what's wrong with this cat?
I'm not neither one of them. In fact, they can throw all of that, in the trash. And we are totally separate people, man. And this is the thing that's not being recognized. In fact, it's like we're kind of forgetting that we were stolen. And we were brought, to this place, and we've assimilated, into what they have. And we've done that, for so long, but it doesn't work for us. So now it's time for us to understand we're more than Black, African American, colored, Negro. We are a nationality of people. And, I'm not going to speak so much on that, but it's about, putting that on the map, that we are identified as a people, because right now we're being identified, as a byword, which has no power, no effect. And this is why we're treated the way we're treated, because we allow ourselves to be called African American, Black, colored. And I'm just telling you, it means nothing. It's not like Chinese, Japanese, Pakistani, it's not like any of that. So we have to reposition ourselves, to where we can truly benefit, as a people. And this is the thing the Cause 2K, is talking about on the record, outside of the record, in the small rooms. It's like when you look at all of what's happening with Ye and Kyrie, it's like, this is what I've been talking about, for so long, but it's coming to the head, which allows me to understand I'm in the right place at the right time, and the Most High chose me for this. So, I'm just here to do the work.
Have you had any feedback from the single Wicked yet, from an artist?
Well, the feedback that I'm seeing is DJs are picking it up. I was told that it's 2 or 3 stations that have put it in rotation, right now. But my partner, DJ Nabs, he's sending it to the different DJs. So he gives me a little feedback, and their response is stuff like, man, it's about time. This is a dope record. So it's positive feedback, at this point.
Right.
So we're just looking to keep that going at the end of the day. And, I'm just ready to, put this work out, have these discussions, energize, our people, turn these negative conversations around, and really put something of substance, on the table, that we can have power, we can have position. Because right now we have money, but we don't have any power. We don't have any influence. So, we have to change those things. But, you see, with respect to when we start having these discussions, people's bank accounts get frozen. They lose endorsements and, things of that nature. And we can't let that be the thing that keeps us in check. We're saying, we shouldn't have this conversation right here, because, they're going to freeze the account. So, man, I just look forward to empowering individuals and real men, real women that want to step up, and we make this happen because it's not going to happen, you know, unless we position ourselves to do it by the grace of the Creator.
That's true. Any visuals for the current project coming? Wow. Would there be a video for Wicked?
Yes, actually 2 sets of visuals. We have a animation that will be released on the 9th.
Avatar? He doing Avatar.
Hey man, they got this animation, man, and you know, I thought it was interesting, you know, but the guy that deals with the animations, he's really good. And it's a thinking piece, you know, when you look at it.
He said Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Avatar.
Yeah.
So we have the animation coming, and like I said, it's a thinking piece. It's like some of the animations I've seen, you know, that they do. It's a whole lot of moving parts. But with this one, for some reason, they slowed it down, you know, and it's like you really have to pay attention to all the different stuff that's happening in the background and around, and it's moving slow motion like the Matrix. And I'm just telling individuals, you know, you're going to have to surmise at the end of the day what the meaning, you know, of it is. And I would be really interested in seeing really like what people get, you know, from watching, you know, the animation. And then on in December, you know, I'll be going to North Carolina to shoot a video, you know, for the song as well. And you know, I guess I shouldn't give too much away on what that's going to be like, but so we're going to have a video and we're going to have the animation.
Okay, good.
Avatar coming December.
Sounds great. So I was talking to a young man today. He was talking about the gun violence, and in his opinion, he says that it's not the guns, but instead it's the mental capacity or the mental health of the young people. Do you agree with him, or what's your take on that? Because I know he'll be watching. What's your take on his opinion? You know,
I would be willing to agree that the gun is not the issue. It is the mindset. You know, it's like what I was saying before. Words have power, and we're not understanding that life and death, you know, rest on our tongue. So it's not by accident that our music is, you know, talking about the killing, talking about the disrespect. I mean, these things, you know, are intentional, and it has just gotten worse. I mean, I remember back in the 90s, man, when NWA first came out. And when NWA first came out, I just remember thinking my career is over. And a lot of people, they laugh and they say, well, what you mean by that? I said, because I was watching it then and I was like, I can't do that, you know? And that's how I felt back then. And, you know, I watched it progress. You know,
what was your name? Hold on. What was your name back then, bro?
Well, back then it was Homeboys Only. And, you know, you'll even find in the Straight Outta Compton, you know, movie, I heard them talking, you know, about Homeboys Only, and they had 3 guys, you know, being portrayed to be Homeboys Only, but, you know, I just don't remember. I don't remember what I saw, you know, in the movie. I do remember folks asking me if I was going to sign with, you know, Eazy-E, and, you know, I was like, nah, you know, and that's kind of where I left it, you know, but then I turn around and, you know, I see the movie and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, I don't know what that was all about, but it is, you know, it is what it is. I just knew back then it wasn't something that I could do. And that's where I felt like hip hop it made a hard left.
It did. I feel like that hard left is associated with a meeting, or did you ever hear about the meeting that was supposed to take place with corporations and
the prisoner pipeline.
Yeah. So that sounds about around that same time when that transpired, as far as that hard left that hip hop did take. And me and Remix have been discussing the crossover. Remember the crossover. So we had the culture, we had the rap music, and then we had a term called the crossover. And the crossovers was specifically taking a record deal to sum it up, but it was also going commercial. It was watering down, it was rules to this game. And I just think it's interesting because we did deem and we did name that moment the crossover. I don't think the song really expressed whether it's good to crossover or bad to do so. You know what I mean? But yeah, we did. We sold ourselves short, and I still see the culture trying to redeem it. And the thing about hip hop too is beginning to get whitewashed, like they do everything that belongs to us from the beginning of time. And they're doing the same thing now, whitewashing and taking the sound and just, we already had a mixture of music that was what we listened to, but now they mixing it in, into their cultures, their sounds, pop, it's just amazing. It's amazing. But one thing it is a teaching lesson, what I want to say, y'all. It's just educational to see how they take things that we create to make it their own, or just to destroy it altogether, or, and we have to stand up and take a position in that. That's the real reason why me and Mix stick with the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, even though it was a complete attack on that, with Africa Bambaataa being accused of some things that happen. As soon as you discover something, start pushing it, all of a sudden it's another agenda to counterattack what's going on. And sometimes you think you're a small entity, but if they find it threatful, they'll put it out there. And I feel like that was a direct threat, because nobody is really paying attention to the contract. It was written a while ago and presented to the, to top corporations as a legit document that explains and protects the culture. It has covered, everything from A to Z, no pun there, really covered everything. And so even things that Ye is going through, things we go through with business, how we attempt to approach the world with this culture, not just being breaking, MCing, graffiti, DJing, beatboxing, street fashion, but the street language, then street knowledge, and then street entrepreneurialism, you know what I'm saying, which is street trade, and bringing it all back home. So,
and one of my issues is we have so many documents. We have so many things that are actually written that can truly benefit us. But what we don't have is the front line that can actually represent and or protect us. And this is the greater part of what I'm looking to assemble and establish so that we can be effective, because that's all I'm trying to say to individuals at the end of the day is we're not effective because we're allowing somebody else to handle our business. And that somebody else really doesn't have our best interest at heart. I mean, they've pretty much made a confederate and or have agreed that they're going to do whatever it takes to keep us separated and to prevent us from unifying, because I know they understand the moment we do, it's game over, for them based on power position and, economics. I feel all of that.
I feel like that's why our music is set up the way it is. Because if we could have an artist like 2K go #1 on the Billboard, do you know what would happen for artists like, let's just say Smeagol, artists without substance, an artist that's helping the hidden agenda, an artist that's all for gangster rap, that's all for Marleys and that type of swag of life. The jail population would decrease, homicides would decrease, Wicked would be triple platinum.
the communities that we're in socially accepted when somebody makes it out that they still talk about the urban community? I don't get it. Like, I can't sit here and say I made it out of the hood. I don't talk about the hood. The hood is a state of mind. You can be in a palace no matter where you at. Mm-hmm. The content you let in is the content you let out. I learned that as a young kid. Scarface said, it ain't no worse than no Western music. And that stuck with me. It's just a song. Some people take it to heart. Some people take it as a way of life. Some people let it be a culture. Now, it's three different things I just said. It's a culture. That's a way of life. This is what we do. It's hip hop. Rap music itself is being exploited to make money for whoever can benefit from it. And the love of music, oh, that's what Zee doing. He a hip hop pioneer, legend from the 90s, still here in 2022, still penning them.
Right.
Doing it because he loves it. He ain't doing it to make the moolah goolah from it. He wants the moolah goolah to go help his organization so we all can know about P.A.S.S. Nah. That slash label that want to give Zee, let's say 750,000 signing bonus. They licking their chops. Yeah, we can get Zee to do a song with Nicki and we can call it Wicked, use the same track, but let's go wicked. Let's go wicked with it.
I'm just looking at this ad because they're getting together in the city of Atlanta for the breaking the chains of hip hop movement. And I'm gonna make sure they hear this song, Zee, because it goes well with what they're trying to put together to defeat the deaf culture that's going on. And right. and you probably already know these group of people anyway, but I definitely want to let them hear your song this evening. I was going to interview them also for November to say the tying in of breaking the chains in the deaf culture that we're speaking over, because even what Mick said, it's just still no excuse.
Yeah.
Because there is power in words. And this is, they're not, a lot of people are not educated to what music is while they took it out to schools, but even music theory is not even thought of by a lot of the artists that we hear today.
I'm talking about for real, hold on. Y'all grown-ups, y'all letting y'all babies listen to this music. Y'all need to be careful what you letting your youngins repeat. They're gonna grow up and they're gonna keep on repeating them songs.
Hey, man.
Them songs is gonna be the death of them kids.
Hey.
Y'all need to be careful. For real, man. Your baby cute too, 2 years old, doing the dance, clowning on it, saying the wrong words. Y'all know y'all can't be letting y'all baby say them words.
Let me tell you what
powerful.
Let me tell you what I recognized is it just dawned on me. Like, I remember when I was coming up, they didn't play, hip hop much on the radio, right?
Nope.
But then it got to a certain point where I started hearing, some of the songs that I listened to, on the radio as, old school, on the stations that used to just play the R&B. And what it made me realize based on the state of music today, I said, oh my goodness. I said, man, there's gonna come a point when there's an older generation of people that's 60 and 70 and 80 years old, and they're just gonna have a bunch of angry music. And it's like, it's not going to be anything, uplifting. It's still going to be all, I don't even want to repeat what some of these records be talking about, but who wants to be 60, 70, who wants to be 50 and have to relive? Because I thought the name of this game also was, the older we get, we're supposed to know better to even
come on, bro.
And this is what I'm seeing, like when you guys were talking about, the state of hip hop, I'm realizing, and I'm switching gears here a little bit, but I'm realizing, man, our people have gotten to the point where they really don't care how it impacts and or affect us as long as they can get the check. and once they get the check to live the life, so it's almost like they've positioned us to sell ourselves out. And a lot of folks would say, no, that's not what's happening. We're not doing that because I'm going to get this money, but then I'm going to turn around and pass out turkeys, every year for Thanksgiving. But the damage is done, from the mental, standpoint and how this is going to be, repeated, throughout our lineage, throughout our community. I mean, the damage is done. So I just think we have to put our values in positional place and not let this money be the thing that, ruin us or the thing that we kill each other for. Because again, I'm going to have a conversation later explaining money, because we're here in America thinking we have money, dude, and they're giving us something called money substitute. And folks look or have asked me, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, look, I saw this on the congressional record. I picked this up because a House of Representative member was explaining it. They were talking amongst themselves, okay? But everybody don't look to read congressional records and things that, that they talk about. And what it brought to me is I remember asking myself, like, wow, they say we got more millionaires and billionaires than ever. And I was like, how these folk let that happen? I'm like, something ain't right. But I was like, okay, well, anyway, let that be what it be. But when I read the congressional record and he was explaining the concept of the money substitute, that's when it clicked. And I was like, oh, now I see why we have so many millionaires and billionaires, because they don't have money. They've given them the concept of the money substitute. And it's like, you don't own it, and this is what you see with respect to like Kanye, Kyrie. It's like they can shut it down, turn it off because it's theirs, right? Money is based on a tangible asset. In our country, money was supposed to always, we talking about real money, it was supposed to be backed by that thing called silver and gold. But they removed that. And in the place of putting this money substitute in position, it's like, dude, we're fighting for this. So here you have $1 million, but when you equate it to the value of a piece of silver or gold, your million is now depreciated. And I'm just throwing a number out there based on looking at what the difference in the silver or the gold is. But your 1 million may now be cut, to 200K based on the difference between the true value. So it's a game, dude, that they are playing with us. And like I said, no one has our best interest at heart. And these things are happening, to us. And we're out here fiending and fighting, for this thing called money. And it's not what we think it is, right? None of it makes sense. And that's why I'm saying we have to reposition ourselves to first understand who we are as a people, to even allow ourselves to be represented, as a people, like the Chinese people are represented, like any other people, are represented. Man, I'd love to see it, for us, like the Jews have it, to where somebody say something and, we're already in position to protect it. It's like, no.
I had some notes. I had some notes for you. I don't have them with me, but I do got one question that stand out real heavy on my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to quote my notes of what it say. African Americans are the only race that doesn't know their nationality. Help me understand that, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, African American ain't even a race. It's that's a made up thing. But the key is what you said, and what I'm talking about, and what they do not want us to get to is the point of understanding. Something's going on with my camera.
Yeah, that's how I do it. You got them jewels. That's how it go. That's how it go.
But just getting to the point, of us understanding what our nationality is, because once we do that, we can then be unified, as a people. So I'm just going to say that's a discussion, I'm going to hold, to a different point and or platform to where I can really get in, really get into it. But that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, they messing with my cameraman.
Yeah, we touched on a touchy situation, you know what I mean? Whenever we really trying to find, that's why my color keep flopping. They don't want me to know what color I really am, but I know what color I am. You got to know thyself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Getting into
this thing got deep.
The reason that we, called this Stranger Than Fiction. This number is serious just because, the things that's going on, again, like I said before, we cannot make it up. It's really strange out here. So the perfect opportunity to ask this question, because you guys are talking about it, right? So who are we?
Well, that's what I was telling you. That's what I was telling you. I'm not going to go into that like that right now.
Okay.
But, that platform is ready. And we will have that discussion. But let me just say this, we've been led to say we're African, but I want you to know that Africa is a continent, right? So how can you be African? And Africa has over 190 different countries, so you can't be African, right? All of these things, I'm just saying, we've been misguided. With respect to how we have to position and or place ourselves. I mean, it's cool, it's nice, to be able, to say Africa, I'm from Africa, but you got to remember that's a continent.
Hey Z, I'm a Black United States.
Hey man, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere with that though, but
United Station, you're in United Station.
I'm in United Station.
But making
so one of our
question.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying making it real to where we know we were a stolen people and we were stripped of our heritage. We lost our identity, and we have to shuffle through the papers and the history and the documents that are there to then understand, the people that this happened to, that we can look on the record and say, oh, this is who we are because this is the people that it happened to. It's there, but again, it's like I say, these are things they really try to hide and don't want, to be in the forefront, because it's cool for us to be called Black. It's cool for us to continue being called by these bywords, which have no power and or effect.
So is it safe to try to take a genealogy test? Because I wouldn't think that we would be getting the true answers if they're always trying to hide it. Is that something?
I don't fool with it, because at the end of the day, ain't no telling what they do. They have so many different backdoor operations that they be working just trying to get, our substance. So, but, people are excited about it and people are doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't fool with it, from that standpoint.
Because I did see my brothers got it done, and I just saw key things missing. That's clear by, like you said, looking in our pictures, starting with our family, the older pictures that we do have access to, the oldest records here in Georgia, in small towns in Georgia, we found some very interesting stuff. But I find it left out when I look at my brothers, because they did do the swiping. They got some information that was kind of worldly, which they were excited about, but it was missing. I'm like, if you can't to me, it's something missing in there that's clear from looking at our ancestors. So that's why I asked you that, because I really don't, how they tell us that our oppressor is a liar, a thief, and a killer. So at what point do we listen to?
That's what I'm trying to say is, we have to separate ourselves from that conversation, from that narrative, and we have to deal with the body of information that's before us, that we can start calling the shots, with respect to, you know, where we want to be and how we want to be, who we are. And we have to use real information in order to substantiate, you know, that. And that's where you'll see us in a room going back and forth and trying to work it out, no different than back in the day when they were trying to work out the creation of this thing that they call the United States of America, you know. But we have to go through. That's where the lyrics to that
song come from. That's where the lyrics to that song come from. Down on my to me, never wanna leave. That's an artist wanting to leave the label. Get the R&B artist in here. Pin this song. This how I feel. Such and such trying to leave the label. Who sing that song? Oh, that I treat them bad. I wanna go. What song is that?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna have it for the segment go out. On this part of the show, everybody, we like to call this one Stranger Than Fiction. Here's where we ask our special guests these selected questions or phrases, and we just ask that they pick one of the questions or phrases and try to elaborate on it as much as they can. Remember now, all of these are Stranger Than Fiction. I'm gonna start with my first question / phrases. And remember, Z, just pick one.
Is this like the game show part?
Yeah. This is.
With no right or wrong answers?
No right or wrong answers, Z. So when it comes to my phrases, I have aliens, pyramids, or slavery.
Choose
one.
All
right, well, let me go with alien.
Okay, come on with it.
Okay, so with aliens, have you ever had an alien experience?
Well, I see, this is why I chose alien.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I'm going to do it to you.
Okay, look, be mad at you. Look.
Okay.
This is why I chose alien, because I'm dealing with alien from the standpoint that we're foreign with respect to who they are. That's the type of alien that I'm talking about. I ain't talking about no spaceman, you know, or something from outer space. What I'm saying is we are alien and or foreign with respect to anything and everything that they have going on. And once we understand that, then we can be separate. We can be different. We can position ourselves to function. See, because they are also alien to us. You know, we're not the same people.
We not.
You know, so that's my take on the alien is, yeah, I'm an alien. I'm an alien because I'm foreign, you know.
Okay. So is the earth round or flat like the firmament?
Man, I have not seen it, you know, up from that position or place. I've been told a lot of different things, but I know I walk on it, and all I can look at is maybe not maybe, but I don't know. Is the earth round or flat? But I'm gonna go with the Most High saying it's a sphere. So it has to have some, you know, type of oval shape or some type of arc, you know, to it. So I'm gonna stick there, but I don't know.
Okay. Are Black people in America the real Jews?
Okay, not all Black.
Not all Black.
Not all Black people, you know, in America, you know, are the Jews. And the reason I say that is there were Jews that were brought over on the slave ships. However, you know, the Hamites, or what they call the Africans, were mixed in, you know, with that as well. So, you know, I hear a lot of folks, you know, saying, you know, all the Black folks, you know, are the Jews, but I realized the Most High said, you know, not all, you know, are Israel. So, furthermore, he said, my sheep or my people will hear, my voice. So there are a lot of folks that when the discussion is being had and they're so rebellious to it, I'm just right off the jump, like, you're not the Most High sheep, or you're not, of the Most High. So, not everybody, just because you Black, it means that, you're a Jew. But it's distinguished with respect to how you gravitate to that word and how you change your life and how you start to follow those customs, those traditions, that heritage, that thing that was stripped away from us, that prophecy told would happen to us.
Right. Good answer.
It's like, how do you download? Like we talked to Z a lot. To download some of it, I mean, we talked to the cars, 2K a lot. We talked to the homeboy a lot. To download all this at one time probably did take a lot. So I would suggest y'all go to Amazon. If you ain't went to Amazon Music and got to get on with the single Wicked, there's something wrong with you. You must be wicked. If you ain't went from now, if you listen this long, we got 10 minutes left. If you watch this show this long and you ain't went and heard the single and came back, here's your opportunity to go now. Go to Amazon Music, search Wicked. The artist is The Cause, 2K. Can't go wrong.
Right.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
I need y'all to download that song.
And then,
and also make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at the Cause 2K.
Okay.
As well. On TikTok too, at the Cause 2K. If you TikToking out there.
Pub yourself down. Why?
At the Cause, that's THE.
Yeah, THE. Yeah, all running together. The Cause 2K. But when you go on Amazon Music, you got to separate the from the cause. Otherwise, you might not see it. But on Instagram and TikTok, it's all one word, the Cause 2K.
And is there a website too, in case they want to know more about P.A.S.S or donate? Not yet
with the website.
Oh, you need merch, you need to holler at Reign ReMixx. This ain't no pub for Reign ReMixx, but if you need merch, like this shirt, I'm just saying, you need merch, you need Scully's, it's cold, you need merch. You need to holler at Reign ReMixx, for real. This is for real. You need merch. Anybody, y'all need merch. It's getting cold, you need hoodies. I'm just telling you, man, I'm just saying. Put your logo to work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is getting close to the end of the show. I like to wish everybody a happy season of greatness. And for a limited time, I got buy 2 bottles of strawberry barbecue sauce, get a free t-shirt. Up to extra large. You need a size bigger than extra large. We can talk about the difference in pricing. Other than that, up to a size XL, buy 2, get a free shirt.
Okay.
I'm gonna run that to 2023. Let's get it.
It sounds good. And you can
they need to get up. They need to get up on that strawberry barbecue sauce, man.
Oh, they need to get up with that and Just Get Chicken With It on Facebook, all bunched together. And WIT is WIT. That's Just Get Chicken With It. WITIT.
Right.
He on Facebook
and Instagram.
Tell it.
Yes, just like the Cause 2K. So yeah, follow us after you watch this. Share this with a friend. Any shout outs? We from the old school. You want to give any love to anybody out there?
Well, my love goes to the Most High. For allowing me to be able to do this for real, and to have a purpose. And I just want to be distinguished. With respect to everybody else that's calling out God and Jesus, but yet. They're not following and they're trying to do the things that, the Most High has prescribed. So, I want to give thanks to the Most High, and I'm just going to keep it right there. Everybody else, y'all know what the love is, right? Most High said love is follow his commandments. So, if we can't do that, we really don't understand what love is.
Right. And my friend's been talking about that, so I can really appreciate that statement. They're talking about it, but they don't want to live it. You know, they want to be right, but they don't want to do right. So
that's correct.
That's like I was gonna say. It's like when we was younger, we went to school, and it was more like competition. You know what I'm saying? It was competitive. They made us compete. Who got the best grade in school? Who was the class president? But when it came to kickball, not football, not basketball, we played kickball, dodgeball in recess. Everybody was good at kickball. Everybody was good at dodgeball. But when it came to these sports where we can be financially stable, or these careers where I could take care of multiple families, it's like death be over them. I don't never heard of no surgeon having no tragedies in their family. You know what I mean? Like I ain't never heard of no surgeon went to Houston for a conference and wind up dead in the conference floor. I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
That only happens to
these rappers, these rap stars, and these NBA players, like the NBA players, it ain't got that far yet because they have great security personnel. For whatever reason, these rappers ain't got that great security personnel like these NBA players. And I know what it is. These grappers, and I'm gonna say it like that, these grappers that they showing us, they ain't got the money that these NBA personnel got. So now your security personnel, it ain't 5 stars, it's 2. So now when you go out in the community, you getting shot at the cookie store. So what was you doing at the cookie store? Did you own it? Do you own it? Come on, man. Like, why was you even there?
I'll tell you this, man. That doctor you talking about, he come up missing, suicide or whatever, you know, once he become a whistleblower. Same thing with individuals that are, you know, in so-called Congress or government, same thing happened to them. Once they start trying to speak the truth, you know, they then get prosecuted for conspiracy or, you know, their character gets assassinated. So at the end of the day, you know, the devil is like, as long as you rock with me, I'm gonna keep you safe. But the moment, you know, you think you're gonna turn cold on me, he's like, I'm gonna expose you, you know, and I'm gonna show you, you know, the power that I have right here on earth. And, you know, he do what he do. But all this stuff to me, based on what I've looked at, it was written, you know, and we can take that into account. We just have to be smart by acknowledging it, you know, and recognizing that we are a particular and or different type of people, man. And we got to start moving like that.
Yep.
Move with that being grace. Said, be blessed in your steps. Be thankful every corner you turn, because this not a promise. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? Days of the week it is. That you could be listening to Wicked 7 days a week. I know you got stuff to do. It's great workout music. Wait till the visuals come and the avatar come out. You know what I mean?
Okay, yo. Nice seeing you, Z. Pleasure chopping it up with you. Gonna talk to you real soon.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right, peace.
Why the devil make you weaker?
You know they are wicked. Always wicked. Wicked. So wicked. Don't trust the wicked.
Don't trust the wicked.
So wicked. Chicago, wicked. Philly is wicked. Miami,
I like that.
Houston is wicked. Atlanta is wicked. No matter
where you go. Put this on your playlist.
This is how it should be done. No drugs,
come on, they can't listen to that from here. Turn that off. They're gonna get in trouble.
Let's talk about the Most High, because he's the one, the Father, the Holy Ghost, and the sun. But now I'm stopped. You gonna get your shot. I'ma back up off this mic. I wanna see what you got. If you're out west, up north, or out in the east, this the cause. Down south, killing the peace. So wicked.